Okay. Hello, how are you guys today? It's Sunday, beautiful day, sunshine. If you're in Dublin, if you are anywhere else, I hope you have the sun too. So my name is Karolina, and my company and on Instagram, you can find me as Your Inner Healing. And I am a plant-based nutritionist, plant-based, vegan, whatever you want to call it. I am vegan myself for the last 6 years. It wasn't easy, but that's why I'm here to tell you today all about vegan lifestyle and simple tips how to cook and stay healthy and keep your body with good food, healthy food, and pretty much nutritious food. So this is the most important for your optimum health. And what I'm going to do for you as well today, it's a little cooking demo. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna do some recipe that is very simple, delicious, and nutritious. You're only gonna need 3 ingredients, and you're gonna need oats, you're gonna need plant-based milk or water if you don't have, and you're gonna need a banana, a nice banana, like a softer, more yellowish than the greenish. What I'm gonna make? Pancakes. So very healthy pancakes, amazing snack, amazing breakfast option. You can have as many as you want. They are full of fiber and nice and sweet because of the banana. So there's many recipes that I see people still adding egg for combining, but when you are becoming vegan or when you're transferring to a plant-based diet or plant-based lifestyle, what you're using instead of an egg is banana or apple cider vinegar or chia seed or linseed. So they kind of working the same way as combining. So you can make a banana bread using just bananas. You can make so many different things like cakes and pancakes, but just adding banana. You wouldn't need a baking powder or soda, not necessary. So this is what I'm going to show you today. So I have kind of all the things ready. Look, I'm going to just show you as we go, because this is very interactive from my side here. And I'm using just normal regular oats. If you are suffering from gluten, you can get gluten-free oats as well. They will do the job. Any type of oatmeal, it's gonna do the job. I'm going to use banana and I'm going to use a little bit of cinnamon as well. You can use cinnamon, you can use vanilla essence to add a flavor. If you wish your pumpkin to be chocolatey, you can add some cacao. What else you could use? You could have some sweetener like a maple syrup or golden syrup just to add as a sweetener as well if you want more sweet, but trust me, they're going to be sweet by default. And I am going to talk as well because this is my talk about all about vegan and things like that. So I mentioned before on the Facebook Live about me. I didn't want to say the word suffering. Yeah, it was kind of suffering from consuming too much dairy and too much milk. As I grew up on the farm, my uncle had a farm, and I was a baby that was always anemic. I wasn't breastfed. I was put straight away on the cow's milk. That time there was not formula. So unfortunately, I consumed too much dairy, and it was very hard for me to get off this dairy. So I am holding in my hand the best milk out there that is going to be reminding you a little bit of the dairy milk. So this is Oatly. I am not getting paid for that to advertise, but the barista edition, this is really, really nice with a nice content of the fat, and this milk is going to really taste good in the coffee and all the things. There are so many options out there for plant-based milk, almond, coconut, and all sorts of, but they are a bit more watery. This one is my favorite, and I like my coffee with milk, so I can't look back, and it really does reminds me of the milk. So I said on the Facebook Live just before this, my reason to become vegan, and I think this is really important, and I think maybe not everybody knows as well because I don't share this with everybody, but I think it's a right place and a good place to share that. So I was diagnosed around 26, 7 years of my age with early stages of arthritis. So if you don't know what is this is a degenerative bone disease. And what's happening? You get a lot of pain. So depending where do you have, can be wrist, can be neck, can be lower back, can be middle back. And even though working in the gym as a fitness instructor over years, I met so many people with the same disease, and they were very young, in 20s. They were doing horse riding, they were doing other stuff. So very active people. So when I found out about it, I was devastated. I literally just thought like, okay, I think my career with fitness is going to finish, because I only began to transfer into fitness, and I had to do a lot of training, a lot of training into learn all about aspects of fitness. So I had to attend to so many training to learn more. So that was a lot of training, a lot of impact on your body, a lot of stress on your body. I always had pains in my joint, in my wrist, in my neck, and in my lower back. So I didn't know what was causing this. So then when I find out about it, that was the biggest step. And I met an amazing guy, fitness and the physiotherapy that helped me to understand how diet and how what we eat affects our body, and especially what is also in what is the arthritis and any kind of type of autoimmune diseases and things like that. They all start kind of pretty much with an inflammation. And what causes the inflammation? So in my case, was inflammation in my joints. What causes an inflammations on the joints is dairy, meat, alcohol, processed foods, and sugar. Yeah, that will be those main 5 ones. So at that time, I'm from Poland, so I was eating very bad. I was eating a lot of sausage, a lot of processed food. That time, I was having a lot of pizza. I was working in hospitality, so I was working a lot, staying out, having a drink, and eating pretty much junk food. Not every day, but this was normal for me. So when I found out about my disease, I had to switch completely everything, and thank God, because I am here today with no pain in my joints. And if you know what I'm talking about, this is really, really bad pain, because when the weather changes, you have like those like pins and needles, or like literally sometimes you feel like you cannot lift anything if it's in your wrist. You cannot train, do push-ups or things like that. So for me, it was really important. So when I start to get off the dairy, which was the main inflammation fact in my case, I start to feel so much better. Then the next thing I give up was meat, of course, and fish, and so on. So I learned how to treat your body with the food and how to heal your body with the food. I know in some previous lectures, and I was able to listen, there was other nutritionists there. And again, I am not going to contradict here anything. This is completely different approach. And again, everyone is going to tell you different things, what they know. So what I know, I study a lot of nutrition courses. I started with ProFi, and I started as well, I study as a holistic nutritionist. So taking into consideration all the body and your mind and your surroundings. So everything around it matters, how you treat your body as well, the rest, the sleep, and the food. But here I'm going to focus just on the food, because that is my area of expertise. And definitely, if you wanted to find out more information, there are great sources out there. I'm sure you have Netflix. So if you do, there are great 2 movies that you have to watch. There is What the Health, and another one, it's Cowspiracy, What the Health, and Game changers, game changers. This is the movie that whoever watched this movie really start to think. If you are an athlete, if you are in the fitness, again, I'm not telling you here to go vegan tomorrow. No, this is going to take time, but definitely, as you are probably aware right now, what's happening in the whole world and what is the cause of all the food that we are eating because of the way it's been raised. And I'm talking here about animals. So you are pretty much know what to do. And if you going to get more plant-based foods into your body, you're gonna have better health because you're gonna reduce that inflammation. So when you think about it, as I mentioned before, what causes an inflammation? 5 things: dairy, meat, sugar, alcohol, processed foods. So all those 5. So imagine that I get rid of the dairy, I get rid of the meat, I get rid of alcohol. Okay, I might have a glass of wine or here and there on an alcoholic. There's plenty of options of non-alcoholic. That's okay. Sugar, again, there's a lot of natural sugars in fruits, etc., and healthy desserts as well, like raw vegan desserts that are made from nuts and seeds. And so this is not a huge problem as well. And then the last thing is the processed foods. And this is what I'm going to focus here as well, because when you're becoming vegan or plant-based, that not necessarily mean that you're going to be healthy, because there is a lot of junk food out there, vegan junk food. And if you're going to keep eating that, having Coke and a pizza, I don't know, that can be vegan too. But is that healthy? I don't think so. I hope you agree with me on that one. So just to summarize this before I'm going to go into the cooking. So I told you already who I am. I told you a little bit about veganism, what is included, but the main part is about causing less harm to the planet, to yourself, and to the animals. So I think it's pretty straightforward. So if you want to go and get more information, you can get to me on Your Inner Healing and find out. I can maybe help you with some of your concerns. And the biggest tip that I'll give it to you, don't do it overnight. If you really are this type of a person that you're just dropping everything and this is my direction, I'm going there, fantastic. But if this is something that you think you're going to struggle because, you know, you like the taste and blah, 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 then I would do it slowly and gradually and find more alternatives, more replacement for food, especially nowadays. If you are becoming vegan, this is the question that everybody asks me. Oh my God, it is so hard to become vegan. I wouldn't be able to do that. How did you do it? Right now, if you want to become vegan, it couldn't be much more easier. It just couldn't, because everything is out there. Literally, there is replacement for every single thing. You have vegan yogurts from coconut, soya, other stuff. You have even whipped creams that are vegan. And like, who thought about it? There is replacement for everything, and you can literally nowadays make any meal from meat to vegan. You can make chicken wings from cauliflower. You can make a steak. I've seen a Gordon Ramsay turning vegan for one day, making his steak from a watermelon. That's crazy. There's so many substitutes out there that it just couldn't be easier. And when someone is really like, okay, no, I cannot because I missed the thing, and the alternatives of meat burgers and sausages and blah 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 blah, it is so many. Like every shop you're gonna find nowadays a big section of vegan products, vegan cheese made from nuts, made from coconut, you know. So it is no excuse. That's what I'm gonna tell you. And same thing as I had to mention this as well, as is my part of the talk, when it comes to the lifestyle, vegan lifestyle. When you go outside to the restaurant, let's say you have a meeting with your friends and you have a dinner, or maybe your boss is ordering food, and you know, you might be gonna feel like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'm not gonna go with there because I won't have anything. The same thing. If you're living in Dublin, Dublin was named, I think, one or second best in Europe town for vegan alternatives and restaurants. So the same stands for Cork. If you are living in Cork, there's so many places out there. And also, if you are going to any dinner, what you could do, you can just ring the restaurants or have a look at the menu. And that's what I recommend all my clients, that have a look what they have, and they're always going to have some options. And even if they don't, if you ask a chef, they can make something for you, because it's not that difficult. And pretty much now, by default, every restaurant is obliged to have a vegetarian or vegan dish. There's no excuse again. So when it comes about vegan lifestyle, the only way that you might struggle if you are really in like a small little town, I don't know, somewhere in the village. But again, that comes with your preparation. So what I mean, you're gonna have to probably grab something with you, like an overnight oats, pot of overnight oats, or make some sandwich for yourself, or I don't know, make some pasta and you can have it there, you know, or make a nice bowl of porridge and put in the flask with it to keep it hot. So there's always some alternatives. Have some snacks, banana, have some nuts. So if you are really like stuck, or you're going to nowhere for a try, for trekking, so trekking on the mountains or somewhere, and you don't want to stop because there's nowhere to eat, there's always going to be options. So you gotta just have to prepare. And once you prepare, it's super easy, because I'm gonna tell you exactly what do you need to eat when you become vegan or plant-based. But enough for talking. I didn't want to leave too much. We're gonna talk a little bit more, but I'm going to go into those pancakes. So I hope you're excited. This is going to be replaced, so don't worry if you're not having your ingredients here. There's no problem at all. You can do this again and again. And this pancake recipe is going to be amazing as a snack. I am a mom of 2 years old girl, and she loves them as well. So great food for babies from up to 1 year old, 9 months, as soon as they start to, you know, chew, because they're nice, soft, you know, start to having little teeth, you know. Great option for snack, great option if you are going for training and you want to eat some bites, you can have those pancakes as well. You can have them cold, you can have them hot, anything there. So really good options. So let's do the cooking. So here we go. I am going to show you here, just gonna turn my camera. So I have my food processor. And again, just as we talk, it is good to know when you become plant-based vegan, you need to have some good food processor. You don't need to invest in anything super expensive, but just something that's going to make you nice, creamy smoothies, that's going to chop everything, you know, that's going to blend, make a pesto or anything like that. So it's going to just make your life easier. So any like a food processor, I have here a Vitamix, and it's a pretty powerful. You're going to hear this baby when I'm going to turn it on. So depending on the amount you want to make it, I am going to use here 2 cups of oats. So I have my 2 cups of oats right there. So just normal oats. And this recipe is going to make for about 12 pancakes, again, depending on how big they're going to be. But this is kind of this American style pancakes. So I have 1 cup. And again, 1 cup is about 120 grams, around that, you know. So again, do not worry if you put too much or too less, because what's happening with the oats, that they're gonna absorb the milk or the water, whatever you're gonna put. So the longer you're gonna leave it, the more you're gonna have to add a bit more liquid. So I am going to show you here what consistency you need for those pancakes. Just to be clear, it cannot be too watery and cannot be too thick. That's the thing. So I have here 2 cups of oats. I have my banana. So there we go. I am going to add a little bit of cinnamon. So a little bit, it means 1 teaspoon, can be a little bit, half teaspoon, just for the flavor. Okay, I'm gonna open a little bit more. There we go. So they're gonna have a nice flavor. And as I said to you, you can use a plant-based milk or you can use water. I've done it both. So if you want to save it, so it's going to be around 2 cups. Done. Gonna close it. Okay, this is gonna get a little bit louder. Just literally 2 minutes, 2 seconds. So we just want to blend the oats pretty well, so there's no bits and pieces, okay? And I think they're done. Lovely. And again, I'm gonna just turn the camera here. Sorry about those movings, but this is what's happening in the kitchen, yeah? If you're cooking, you're moving from one place to another. So that's how it's normally done. Always make sure, this is very important, as I teach cooking classes or private cooking lessons, and I teach many different type of people. I teach people that have no idea about cooking or have no idea about basic skills. So number one important thing you need to know when you make pancakes, your pan has to be hot before you add the mix, because otherwise it's not going to stick and it's going to be bleh, just like the pancake is not gonna stay. And I said to you, I'm gonna show you here how the cake mix or the pancake mix or the butter, whatever you want to call it, is going to look like. So here, I'm just going to take a spoon, and this is what I want to show you. So remember, I said to you, it cannot be too thick, not too watery. So something in between. And don't worry, if it gets too thick, it's a little bit that is a little bit thicker than watery, because that's going to be better for the consistency. And remember that the oats, because they have a lot of fiber, so they are sucking up the milk, the water you put. So the longer you're gonna leave, the more it's going to get thicker. This also can be a great idea for a smoothie. You can add here maybe some spinach. You already have oats and banana and some cinnamon. You can drink this, maybe just add more water. And just if you don't like too thick, you can add some spinach here. You can add some almond butter, whatever you wish. And the resting, if you have too many pancakes, you can make as a smoothie. How wonderful is that? So you can just use it as an alternative. I'm just going to mix a little bit because I see a little bit pieces of the oats there. And I prefer to have a little bit smoother. Done. And my pan is hot. So my pan is hot. There we go. I hope you can see. Yes, amazing. So again, anything non-stick pan would be amazing. But just to be safe, I would use a little bit of oil. And what I use would be just a coconut oil. Just literally like that much, not even, depending on the pan. So very, very little. Just to have your pan a little bit with some oil, so nothing is going to stick. But do not worry, even for the best people, even for me as well, when I make sometimes my first pancake, they can turn literally disaster because your pan is still maybe not hot or something. And then when you make a second, it's going to get better and better. So everything, remember, whatever you practice, you get better and better. So I'm going to open that. And this is my mix again here. Hope you can see. I'm going to make a small little budget. I think my pan is really hot. And I will have to probably add a little bit more liquid here. but not necessary. So as you can see, I'm just going to make a little tiny, small patches, and I'm not just going to make 3 of them on the pan. So you gotta have to go slowly with the butter, because if you put too much, you're just gonna make a one big pancake, and we just want to have nice and small. Again, I hope you can see that. One more time, I'm just going to put a little bit closer, as I am here one person in the kitchen. So no assistance today. And how long would you leave them there? You would leave them here for about 1 minute, I'd say, depending on the pan, depending also if you have gas or if you have electric. On the electric, it's going to take a little bit slower. If you have gas like me, it's going to turn a little bit faster. And what you're looking, I'm not sure if you can see that, but I'm going to show you. You should have a little bubbles. Can you see those bubbles, like those little holes? If you start to have those little bubbles, little holes, that's mean they are cooking through, and that's mean this is the time, almost the time to flip them to the other side. What you're gonna need, again, another thing, a nice, possible, the silicone spatula. If you don't have the silicone, anything would do, can be plastic too, but just something nice that you can put the whole thing under the pancake and then flip it onto the other side without breaking. If they're going to be too soft, they're gonna just kind of close in half. So when you're gonna go, I'm just gonna show you again. So you're going just under, check all the edges. Okay, it got there, and there you go, one. And then again, checking if didn't stick. If it sticks, you know, you're just going there, and then another one, and the third one. Voila, there you go. Can you see that? Amazing. Smells lovely. And this brownish color, this kind of golden color, it gives us because of that cinnamon. So definitely the thicker side is a little bit better. And what you also can do, you can pour this with your spoon, so then you will know that you can make a perfect circle. I made them so many times. That for me, it's just, you know, just going slowly. I have my hands steady, so I know what to do. So in about 1 minute on each side, if you have a little bit less heat, so like a small electric cooker, it's going to maybe take a little bit more time, but it shouldn't take longer. So check this out. Brown on both sides. Again, they don't need to like stay here for too long. And yeah, there you go. This is my first batch. I'm just going to make a second one here, and I'm just going to leave them here. So again, one more time, just to show you, if you have any bits and pieces and if your pan would stick, just clear that. So make sure it's not going to burn. And again, the same thing, just a tiny bit, I don't know if you're joining now, tiny bit of coconut oil would do, because it's a nice flavor as well. I wouldn't use normal olive oil because it's going to be too greasy. Coconut is nicer and a taste. So literally tiny bits. I don't really like to use oil when cooking. I use steam frying method. So I just use water when I steam onions, garlic, anything on my veggies. Just with the pancake, because you do need, otherwise it's going to stick to it and it's going to turn disaster. So like I showed you before, now I'm going to show you another option. You grab a tablespoon and that's it. You can just, you see, you get like 2 or 3 tablespoons. Also be aware, if you have a fan, please use it, or open windows, because you're gonna get a lot of steam coming from, a lot of heat. And if you have an alarm in your kitchen, make sure you turn on. I'm not gonna turn it on right now because that's going to be too noisy, but just make sure, you know, you have open windows, because it's always going to be, you know, it's burning. So always as well, if your pan is really hot, second thing, maybe lower your fire a little bit down, or on the electric, because, you know, you don't want to have it too hot neither. So again, there are bubbles coming out. And when the bubbles are coming out, again, what you do, you go with the spatula around, and it's ready. So you have to really stay and make them quickly, because otherwise, if you leave them for too long and your fire is too hot, they're just gonna burn, and it's not going to be nice. So as you could see, that's how they look. The thickness is kind of perfect. You don't want it bigger. The size, it's perfect, because the idea of it is to put them one on the top of another, dressed with some nice ingredients, some fruits. You can use some coconut yogurt. What else you could use? Maple syrup, and as many fruits as you want. Some seeds, almond butter, cashew butter, peanut butter, whatever you want, like, you can have it. And if you have like 5 of them, it's going to be very, very filling for your breakfast. Again, if you would have them as a snack before workout, remember, oats are great option for snack before workout. I would have them as well, maybe like 1 or 2, depending on what's your goal when it comes to fitness. But what I can tell you from a fitness and a nutrition point of view, this is a fantastic option. Oats is a fantastic option, whatever you are. It's always going to fill you, because of the fiber content, and also because it's a carbohydrate, and it's a healthy carbohydrates. So I think I'm just going to make last one just to use it, and we're going to get to the last part of the workshop. I'm going to dress them here. So again, I'm going to just go, you can see that the butter is getting a little bit thicker. I don't know if you can see that, a little bit thicker. So at that stage, you could add a little bit of milk or water, just tiny bit, because the oats are just going to get thicker as you leave them out. So you would add a little, like for the last bit that I have there, I would need to add a little bit of water or milk and blend it. But like little, what I mean, like literally maybe 2 tablespoons. I think that's what I have here left. And let me see, just to mix. Yeah, fantastic. So always be careful, don't add too much water, you know. I add a little bit and it's coming again a little bit liquid, because it's always better that they are on the thicker side rather than the liquid. So my last one is here, almost done. So again, very quick. Once you start to see the little holes, boom, done. And again, don't worry if your pancake is gonna turn, when you're turning them, they close or something, they're still going to be edible. Maybe they're just not gonna look perfect, but what's happening with those pancakes made from oats, they are cooking really, really quickly through it, very quickly. And the banana gives them, banana makes you sweeter and helps you to bind the oats together. So instead of an egg, and this is a great sauce. So what a wonderful meal for breakfast, for snack. You can have them at any time of the day. Healthy, delicious, and nutritious. Content, good content of your carbs, good content of your fiber, and then whatever you add to it, it's going to be even more delicious and more beautiful. when you add some fruits and etc. So once again, I'm going just to tell you one more tip. If you have a leftover a little bit, you don't want to make more pancakes. What I would use normally when I'm training in the gym, and if I don't want to use like those vegan powders, like supplements, you know, those protein powders, I would make my own smoothies. So if I want to make it more thicker, more fuller as a meal, I would add like one cup or half cup of oats. So here you could leave that, you could add more milk, you could add maybe spinach, maybe peanut butter or almond butter, and make it a little bit more liquid, you know, and make a smoothie. So whatever leftovers you have, you could make a nice kind of oatmeal smoothie. Just another tip, and that's going to fill you up. If you always add some oats into your smoothie, trust me, you're always going to add healthy carbohydrates, more fiber, and it's going to fill you up. Because if you're just going to have a fruit smoothie, you're going to be hungry in 1 hour, and we don't want to drink fruits. We prefer to eat fruits and drink something more healthy. So my pancakes, so I'm going just to leave that last bit. I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so remember I was saying to you, make around 12 pancakes. So that would be around that. And I'm just going to show you here. I'm going to put and change that there. What I'm going to have: cashew butter, almond butter, that's my favorite. And I have amazing, okay, I'm going to say this again. This is my favorite yogurt, alternative to normal yogurt, to like a Greek style yogurt. It's called the coconut collaborative. You can find them in Tesco. I found them in Tesco, and this is a coconut yogurt. It literally tastes like a Greek style yogurt. It is the consistency, it's delicious, and oh my god, like I'm just addicted to this yogurt. And when you think about it, it is very healthy as well. It contains some bacteria, and it contains coconut and water, corn flour, potato starch, so pretty much all good stuff. So it is really, really good, very low in sugar as well, and it's really, really nice and thick and creamy. So I would have this as a dessert, some coconut with some fruits or things like that, or I would use it with my pancakes, which is really, really delicious. So once you have the pancakes ready, you can dress them, and we can put whatever you like. So I'm just going to grab a knife. So I am putting here one pancake, a little bit of, let's say, a cashew butter. You can see that there. So I am dressing inside. Again, always depending on your goal when it comes to fitness. If you want to lose weight, definitely I will go easy on the butters. Not too much nuts, not too much fat, just good fats, definitely. If you put on the pancakes a little bit, it's not going to be a big deal. But if you want to bulk it up, get more strength, you can eat them plenty. We gonna have another one. You can put another butter, or let's say I'm going to add a little bit of a jam, a nice cherry jam that I have here. Actually, yeah, there's a lot. I know I'm going to be advertising a lot of products here. I hope this is allowed. But I got it for my friend. I got it for my friend for a present lately. It's called the Skinny Food Company, and they do a lot of kind of jams, also like this golden syrup or things like that, which is like 0 calories. They adding a little bit of sweeteners, and they're gluten-free. They're very low sugar. So if you are really concerned about your sugar content, or if you're diabetic, those products would be kind of good for that. So you can dress your pancake whatever you like. I am having some strawberries as well, so I'm going to add another one on the top. And let's say I'm going to add more butter over here, and then one on the top. And then usually I would use some strawberries or berries, whatever you like. So I have few here. And again, you can use a little bit of the coconut yogurt if you like. Just put it on the top. You could use a little bit of maple syrup. You could use agave syrup, anything that you really like to. And I know this is not fair on all of you because you don't have those pancakes at the moment. So I'm not going to eat them in front of you. I'm not going to be like that. So there you go. So then you have some beautiful pancakes. Voila. This looks like a cream, like a whipped cream, but it's very healthy. So again, really healthy, really delicious. You can put some sprinkles, you can put some berries, raspberries, kiwis, pineapple. Oh, I'll give you a good tip. If you cut pineapple in the small little chunks and caramelize with the brown sugar or like coconut sugar, oh my God, it tastes like caramel. And you just caramelize them on the pan. That's it, just pineapple and coconut sugar. And then you serve this instead of the strawberries. Mwah! It's really to die for. Like, I just love it. I didn't prepare it today, but you can have it if you have pineapple and it goes off kind of, it's very juicy. It'll be really good. So I'm not, as I say, I'm not going to taste in front of you because that wouldn't be fair, but they are really good. So you see, you can make them really huge. They are pretty good, as I show you here. Very nice consistency and delicious. So that is my cooking demo. And again, the recipe is super simple. You have 2 cups. Cups is around 120 grams, around that. 2 cups of milk or oat or almond or coconut or water. You remember, you don't need to use any milk if you don't have it. Water works completely perfect. And you are allowed to use banana. And if you want to, you can use cacao or cinnamon or vanilla essence. Really, whatever flavor you like. So you just add a little bit of that to give you a nice flavor. And as simple as that. Waiting until the pan is hot. Boom, done. 1 minute on each side. Make sure it's not thick, not too watery, and it's done. So I hope that you enjoy that, and I hope that you've learned a lot, and I hope that you are going to start implementing maybe more plant food and plant-based dishes into your everyday lifestyle. And again, if you need help on making transitions, or if you just want to learn a few recipes because you have no idea how to do it, you can please chat to me on Your Inner Healing on Instagram, on Facebook, Caro Fitness. And also, I'm not sure if Margot mentioned, but I'm giving away today a free consultation with me as a prize. So if you like to have a free consultation with me to find out, anything that you are looking, someone is hungry now. Amazing. Me too. I can't wait to eat them, but I didn't want to be too rude eating in front of you, but they are really healthy and delicious. So I'm going to give you a free consultation, and then we can talk about it, what exactly you need. And just before we're gonna finish the talk, as I still have some time, let me just grab some healthy coconut water that I have here on my hand. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you so much. And I just wanted to tell you, as my topic was about how to stay healthy and how to keep the vegan lifestyle, and what you need to know. Remember, as I was talking about those 5 things that cause inflammation, and I told you I'm going to talk a little bit more about the processed food. So once you become vegan or plant-based, okay, vegetarian, whatever, if you don't like this label, flexitarian, it's just so many things out there. You need to make sure that you're not going to consume too much processed food. And this is very important because it's the same like if you were eating, bacon every day and sausage, rashers, ham, cheese, all of this is very highly processed. So if you are becoming plant-based and you are switching all your products to processed burgers, to processed sausage, vegan ice cream, vegan this, vegan that. And this is what I wanted to really, really put and out there, because you can be vegan, but not necessarily means that you can be healthy. And I meet a lot of people that start to have a lot of problems, but then when you look at what they are eating, it's actually all junk food. So this is the thing. It's not like you're going to be perfect, okay? Because no one is. Even if you are training in the gym, you know that you're always going to have your cheat day at any stage of it. So, and even me, I will have my cheat meal, whatever you call it, like it's all about balance. I kind of go with this rule, eating healthier 80% and have this 20% for kind of those little things. But again, that doesn't mean that this has to be every day. If you're going to have, like, let's say, a vegan burger, you can make the burgers from beans, mushrooms, chickpeas. You can make, there's so many recipes out there as well. But if you're going to buy the processed one, made from soya or something like that, it is not going to be the same, but it's an option. So if you're going to have them, let's say once a week, you're going to have either burgers, or once a week, you're going to have a sausage. There's so many options out there. That is okay. But your everyday food should consistent of good carbohydrates. So what I mean, it's not white, whole grains. And I'm just going to show you here, I have it, let's say brown rice instead of white rice. But again, if you are having white rice or basmati rice, it's not best choice, but it's okay. Also, if you're gonna have whole wheat pasta, whole grain, everything is whole, it's always in a better, there's better options than anything that is already washed and processed. Also, your orders, I call it the staple foods when it comes to plant-based foods. So it's like your rice, your pasta, your chickpeas, your beans, your legumes, your lentils, your pulses, your oats, buckwheat. What else is out there? Jesus, millet, quinoa. Like, you have no idea how many things are out there. And this is amazing. When I transfer, like I told you, I was eating sausage for breakfast, maybe a chicken or pasta with meat or whatever, or fish. I found it's really boring because I didn't find any taste in those things unless you can find really good quality, grass-fed. I don't know, very, very rarely that it happens. Most of it is very, very highly processed foods. It's very high in antibiotics, that they add to the food. And when you're becoming plant-based and you start to experiment, you have no idea how the world of flavors actually opening. And that's what I realized. I never forget that. I just didn't know. Like, I've never had, I don't know, well, because in Poland we were eating a little bit different, but like I think I've tasted everything here in Highland or whenever I was on holidays. Like, I've never had avocado before. I've never had, I know this sounds crazy, but like there's just so many options. I never had lentils, like a nice dal with spices, and putting everything into it, like sweet potatoes, normal potatoes, loads of veggies, carrot, anything. Like, I never really had so much varieties, and just thank God to switching to that lifestyle, I discover so much more types of vegetables, so much types of different salads, different grains. Like, the world out there, there's so much out there for you to experiment and to experience. Because Like, let's be honest, I have loads of friends that they know vegan, and just whatever I hear, they're eating chicken, rice, salad with chicken or feta cheese, it's just boring. For me, it's boring. It sounds like, okay, I'm not here going in. I used to eat like that, so I get it. For me, this is boring. When you become plant-based, you actually experiment so much different foods, like tofu. Like people say, tofu, I cannot eat tofu. But with the tofu, it's just the way you make it. So tofu, it's plain. But when you know when you're adding flavors, when you want to make scrambled eggs using tofu, it's very simple again. But again, it takes time to adopt it, and it tastes almost like scrambled eggs, but it's so much more healthier as well. And it's an option. So you can make so many things with tofu. You can make cheesecakes. You can make omelets. You can make scrambled tofu. You can make like tofu blocks, to add them to some stir fries with some nice noodles. And you can marinate tofu in any sauce that you wish, and it's going to absorb its flavor because it works like a sponge. So what I'm trying to say, that the words are full of flavors out there, but you just need to know. And this is the thing, when you're becoming plant-based or turning into vegan or vegetarian, the first thing, and that's what I hear from my customers, is like, okay, I just have no idea what to do with the tofu. I have no idea what options I can use for breakfast instead of eggs or instead of this, because it's just adapting to it. That's the biggest thing, I guess. So once you practice, and that's what I would say, get the lesson. There's so many recipes out there. I teach cooking classes as well privately at the moment. I used to do workshops before the COVID, that you were able to come to a workshop and taste the food on the day as well, but that's not possible today. But you are at home, and nowadays, let's be honest, we all have to look after ourselves and cook better and learn how to cook. So I think this is the best time to actually put your skills into practice and experiment. Start with, I don't know, meatless Monday, or start with 1 or 2 days going plant-based, and then add more, add another day. Start with one of the dish or two of the dishes, snacks. Make sure that they are without any dairy or any meat. So start gradually, one at a time, and then you add more options, and then you add more recipes, and then you're kind of realizing how much better you're feeling, because you're getting more energy, you're getting much more healthier. You're getting many more benefits when it comes to your blood circulation, when it comes to your weight loss. I actually always stay the same weight unless I have some goal competition or things like that. But I eat literally pretty much everything. My portions of food are pretty big, and I never put weight because I'm just maintaining my weight. So when you eat plants, because of content of the fiber, you are digesting much faster. So you end up going many more times to the toilet. That's maybe not the nicest thing, but I know people that they haven't been able to go to the toilet for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and they have to take some other stuff, to help them to go there. So this is just to end this webinar with that thing in mind. Everybody worry about the protein nowadays. I don't know if it's still there, but that was last year. I remember when you see just all advertising, where do you get your protein and blah, blah, blah. That, I don't think that's the question we should be asking ourselves. I think the question we should be asking ourselves is actually, where do you get your fiber, or how much fiber do you get? Because that is going to help you to sustain. And personally, I've never met, I don't know about you, but I've never met anyone that it is low in protein, because protein is in everything. And this is funny and sad at the same time, because the only place where you cannot have enough protein will be poor kids in Africa or somewhere else that they just don't have anything to eat. They might just have one option, potatoes or rice. And yes, you can live on that, but then it's not going to give you all the vitamins and nutrients. So when you think about protein, and I know maybe some other people might not agree with me, but we don't need to consume that much protein as we think, especially if you're exercising. My approach is, if you're a woman, max 60 to 70%, 78 grams. And if you're a man, 80, 90%, 100 max if you're really exercising. Unless you're bodybuilding, you might need 120 or more, but no more than that, because protein is in everything. And the much more protein you have, it actually doesn't, it got stirs into fat if you're not moving. So I've met so many people working in the gym, working in the office, coming to the gym, and they consume so much protein and they're working out and they never lose weight and they're just fat because they don't move. If you move just 1 hour at the day, and if you're sitting 8 hours in the office, that's not the way. So this is the question. It's not how much protein you get, it's how much fiber you get. And fiber you get in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. So whole wheat pasta, oats, brown rice, lentils, beans, everything there has a fiber, has a protein, everything has a protein, okay, maybe smaller amount, but every fruit, spinach, it has maybe 1 or 2 or 3 grams of protein. And when you start adding, and when you become vegan, you don't really need to worry about that, how much protein you consume, because you will with all, thank you so much for the messages, guys, but you will consume everything. Once you're eating whole plant-based food, fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds. And the last thing, if you are becoming vegan, you might need to supplement yourself with vitamin B12 after a year, because your body stores in your gut as well, and that comes from the soil. So vegans do have vitamin 12 as well. We all humans have the vitamin B12 in our guts, but sometimes you might need to just supplement maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, depending on the blood level. If you take your bloods, please do at least once or twice a year to check the level. But everything else, you're gonna get all the natural vitamins and nutrients from the fruits and veg and all the whole grains. So that's how I'd like to summarize this webinar, that being vegan and enjoying this lifestyle, it's not difficult. It's very simple, and it's fun. I think it's fun. It's healthier for planet, for human. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy.